Once upon a time, in a small village nestled among majestic mountains, there lived a young man named Marco, 24 years old. On the outside, he seemed just like everyone else, but inside, his mind was a constant storm. Thoughts of the past made him sad. Worries about the future stole his sleep. Day by day, Marco lived in exhaustion, forgetting how to smile, always feeling uneasy, like he was lost inside his own mind. One day, he heard people talk about a wise old man who lived in a distant mountain village, someone who used to be a famous psychologist and was said to have helped people find inner peace. A flicker of hope sparked within Marco's heart, and he decided to go on a journey. Driven by the deep longing for peace in his soul, Marco set off on a difficult journey to the remote mountain village. Rumor had it that the old man living there had once helped countless lost souls rediscover themselves. After years of service, the man had left the noisy city behind to live quietly in nature, a place only those who truly craved silence dared to seek out. Marco didn't hesitate. He thought to himself, maybe this man holds the key to unlocking the peace in my mind. Fatigue couldn't overcome the hope growing stronger in his chest. This was the beginning of a meeting that could change his life forever. After many days of crossing rugged mountains, Marco finally arrived at the peaceful village. In front of him stood a small house, covered in lush green vines, radiating an unusual sense of stillness. On the porch sat an old man with silver hair, eyes closed in deep meditation. His face glowed with a profound serenity. Marco stepped forward and gently said, "Sir, my mind is always in turmoil. I can't stop thinking. I feel anxious all the time. I truly want to find peace. Can you help me?" The old man slowly opened his eyes and smiled, soft as a breeze. Without a long explanation, he simply said, "If you truly seek peace, follow me. I will give you a task." And at that moment, the journey of transformation began. The old man led Marco to the backyard, a small garden shaded by trees, strangely quiet. Without saying much, he took a glass and filled it to the brim with water, so full that even a slight shake would make it spill. He looked at Marco and said, "Take this glass, walk from here to the edge of the village, then come back. But remember, do not spill even a single drop." Marco was momentarily stunned. A strange task, seemingly simple, yet full of challenge. Though he didn't fully understand the old man's intention, he nodded. Inside, a deep seriousness awakened in him, as if he was about to undergo something sacred. Holding the brimming glass carefully, he began to walk, each step deliberate, as if stepping into a journey not of distance, but of self-discovery. Marco began walking, his hands tightly gripping the glass, fearful that even the smallest movement might cause it to spill. The village road came alive. People hurried past, children played, dogs barked, vendors called out. But Marco paid no attention. His eyes remained fixed on the glass, each step slow and cautious, as though he were carrying a fragile world in his hands. The villagers watched him curiously but didn't interfere. They knew the young man was learning something important. When he finally returned to the porch, Marco sighed in relief, his eyes shining. "Sir, I did it. I didn't spill a single drop." The old man smiled, as if he had expected just that. As Marco excitedly reported his success, the old man simply nodded and gently asked, "During your walk, did you see the children playing by the roadside? Did you hear the dogs barking or the vendors shouting?" Marco looked surprised and shook his head. "No, I didn't notice anything. I was focused only on the glass." The old man gazed at him with warm affection, his gentle smile deepening. He didn't say anything more, but in that silent moment, Marco felt he had just touched on something truly important. A lesson was beginning to unfold, not from books, but from the experience itself. And slowly, Marco's restless mind began to settle, preparing for a moment of awakening. The old man looked at Marco and spoke slowly, as if planting a seed of wisdom in his heart. "You see, when your mind focused only on the glass, there was no room for fear or worry. No past, no future, only the present." Marco stood still. In that moment, he realized, during the entire walk, his mind had been completely silent, No regrets, no anxiety, just existing in each step. Peace, the old man continued, is not something you search for outside. It has always been within you. You just need to learn how to live in this moment. For the first time in a long while, Marco's heart felt light. He didn't need to keep running, because the stillness he had been searching for had always been there, waiting for him to notice.